Hey guys, Carlow Customs here, back again with another edition to a Carlow Customs Christmas, and this time we're kicking off a Carlow Customs Christmas 2016 with the original 1960s version of The Grinch from How the Grinch Stole Christmas. And How the Grinch Stole Christmas holds a very, very dear place in my heart. I especially love the animated 60s movie the best. The book, which I obviously have in the background here, is also another thing I love. The 2000 Jim Carrey one, I used to like, but now I'm sort of iffy on. But it still holds a place in my heart as well, just not as well as the animated movie and the book. So yeah, this one is mainly inspired on the book, mainly just because of the smile. So without any further ado, we can just get started. Alright, so here we have The Grinch from How the Grinch Stole Christmas, and I'm not even going to bother putting a reference here, because you can see the man right here. So anyways, moving on with the Grinch from How the Grinch Stole Christmas. As you can see, he is in his fake Santa attire that he wears, like in most of the movie. Well, if you're talking about the original, like, anime movie and the book, but not so much the movie, let me tell you that, with like Jim Carrey. But anyways, this guy's face was mainly inspired from the book appearance and not from the animated movie appearance, mainly because, I just want to get as classical as I could be. And yeah, so that mainly explains his look. That's everything about his look, so let's just move on close with the figure. So as you can see, it's probably already obvious from the start, but his legs wrap around on all four sides of paint. As you can see, he has his main base layer of the red boots, and also the stuffing that goes all the way around. So that's all that really has to be explained about his legs. And then after that, you can see that he's just plainly a basic figure. His arms are basically just the stuffing that's outlined in black. And as you can see, that's what it looks like on that arm. That's what it looks like on that arm. Just the stuffing from the inside. Nothing much to talk about there. And now his legs are pretty formal other than the boots. They're just this very limeish green color that I chose to pick as the base for this guy. Nothing really much on the back. And as you can see on the torso, you can see on the front and back, you can see that he has this clay stuffing. And it's also outlined in painted white. He also got this clay stuffing on the back. You can see that he's got some stuffing around his neck. You can see that outlined. You can see the stuffing on his other side outlined. You can see a few wrinkles right there. And that's pretty much it, other than the head. And the head is probably, well, obviously the most hardest part of the figure. And this figure wasn't even that hard anyways. So it mainly started out as I had to sculpt like the main shape of the head. It had the points off the side, and also like the Christmas hat. So you can see right there. Hold on. There you go. So you can see like the Christmas hat right there, sculpted onto the already like established head I was just talking about. And yeah. So first of all, I made the sculpt in one night, and then I sanded down these parts a little bit so they could look more like this. And I finally painted on the base layer of the color that looks pretty similar to how his legs look. And then I painted on the details of the hat, and the last thing to go was the face. And the face, I believe that I nailed it. As you see on the face, he's got his mouth with the little, I guess you see like snout section. There's like a little split section between the Grinch's nose, so I made sure to put it right there, and then put a little chin, and also you can see that I put on a little chin mark under there, and I gave some dimples to the top of his upper lip. Here's his nose right there, and here is his eyebrows and his eyes, which are yellow, and like he sort of has like U-shaped U-shaped eyes, if you can see real closely there. But yeah, and the piece of resistance of this minifigure is of course his bag. Yes, the bag that he used to snatch up all the different presents, or at least one of the presents from one of the houses that he hit. But I definitely want to give this guy something of an accessory. So this is what the guy looks like. This is what the Grinch looks like with everything that I gave him. I mean, I could give him other like simple accessories, like a tree or like the turkey that I use for my Thanksgiving post. But just simple accessories for like simple things that I can use. So yeah. That is the completed Grinch look for my complete Grinch minifigure. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this showcase. Without further ado, let's wrap this whole thing up. So that is it, guys, for my How the Grinch Stole Christmas showcase. I thoroughly hope you guys enjoyed. I also want you guys to have a Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays. I hope that you guys are all able to see your family members again and just have a great time during this great time of year. So with that, I'll see you guys next year, and goodbye.